World over, green morning, green afternoon, green evening. We all are in different time zones, different continents, different countries, different cities, different places, different mental state, different physical state, different wellness state. Everything is different, but God has given only one thing common to all of us. We will share in a little while. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come a long way. That is right from 25th of March till date. When we talk about today is 577. That is, you can imagine, 576 webinars have already taken place, and today we have reached 577. Making education relevant, teachers and youth empowerment when we talk about, and we have been discussing, deliberating how to empower education. Then on 29th of July, we got switched over to New Education Policy 2020, and all the deliberations started related to that. And today is a very important topic, how to bridge educational and learning gaps. Great. 14th of January, Thursday, and wishing a very warm welcome to Madam Ritu Sir Wahi. She is the principal at Tree House High School, Kalyan, that is in Mumbai, in state of Maharashtra, in India. We extend her a very warm welcome, and we move on from here, ladies and gentlemen. And today being a very, very auspicious and an important day, we wish you all in India Makar Sankranti. आप सब लोगों को मकर संक्रांति की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. And look, it's such a colorful country, such a beautiful country, such a beautiful people, such a wonderful people. Art, craft, culture, cuisine, music, dances, and andragogy, pedagogy. You know, whatever you want to talk about. इतने सारे त्योहार हैं भारत में और इतनी सारी संस्कृतियों का सम्मेलन है when you talk about. And today, some of the people are calling it Makar Sankranti. Yesterday was Happy Lohri. But if I talk about in Canada, America, Latin America, today is Lohri because 24 hours it is. Then Happy Uttarayan क्योंकि सूर्य की दिशा चेंज होती है और सूर्य आज अपनी पोजीशन चेंज करता है. That is at Makar Sankranti. And Happy Bihu. People, those are from Assam, those are from Northeast. You must be enjoying today. Wonderful. That is Bihu. Bihu festival is there. And then if I go down south, there is a Pongal festival. Wow, that's very good. And when I further take on, we also call it Makra Vilaku. So that is also being celebrated today. Such a beautiful country, such a beautiful people, such a wonderful, innovative, whatsoever we have got. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our chamber takes care of non-resident Indians. There are 31 million non-resident Indians world over in different countries. And they all are linked with the soil of India and their heritage, their grandparents, forefathers, everybody. You call them Indian diaspora also. During this pandemic last year, although we don't want to remember last year, but well, it will keep coming in our references. When we talk about the last year, you know that doctors, nurses, paramedical people, everybody running around, and everybody telling them they are the great warriors, they are the great warriors. But let me assure you today, this afternoon, this evening, this morning, the teachers are also not less warriors. They have done a remarkable work. They have done a great job. 1.65 billion people, my God, 1.65 billion children, they were away from schools, colleges, universities, polytechnics, ITI, skill centers, learning center, competency centers, capability centers, wherever, whatever you want to talk about, all different modes. And teachers are the great warriors. They need a lot of patting, they need a lot of salutation, they need lots of encouragement, and we are proud of them. They kept education going. They made sure that nobody is deprived, whatever means are available. whether radio or television or mobile phone or a couple of other means. But at the same time, teachers are being directed and supported by principals. So, principals, headmasters, teachers, counselors, and most important in the entire ecosystem of education are technocrats, because they are the one, they played very important role for all of us. Our chamber, when it look at 2021, so we are basically focusing on this because the Honorable Prime Minister of India talked about Atmanirbhar Bharat and Parvasi Bharatiya Divas, which was held on 9th of January, just 5 days before. Ladies and gentlemen, that day he talked about Atmanirbhar Bharat once again. Only and only education ecosystem, holistic education, need based education, realistic education. Whatsoever I am studying, it should be related to my day to day life. Futuristic education can only be the game changer to bring change in the entire world. If we all want to live peacefully, it's only education and only education which can bring a change. So, research and development, technology, micro, small, and medium enterprises, skills, competencies, and our chamber deals with the services sector. So, we are working very closely with all 12 segments of main segments. There are 52 areas of service industry, but we are dealing with 12 of them, and two out of them are very important. That is tourism and media entertainment. And then social entrepreneurship is also very important. Water management is very important. Future wars are going to be, misunderstanding is going to be relating to water. So that is very important. Your organic farming is very important. Your health and wellness is very important. So anyway, governments, they tried their level best to reach out everybody. At the same time, same goes for teachers also. They also tried their level best, but there were a lot of challenges. What we got, three layers are there. First of all, coping with the pandemic situation. Thereafter, when the school reopens, how to manage the continuity. And number three, how to improve and how to bring it on the accelerated mode, because we got to run faster. And this is what is our Vedic parampara, what India was when you talk from the first to the 15th century. What exactly was happening in India? And 1947, when I talk about, there were only 19 universities, 400 schools, and 5,000 students. And imagine today's scenario. We are proud of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Education Minister of India, the new education policy which has come on 29th of July in the evening around 4 p.m. It's a game changer. Once it gets implemented, it's going to bring a total change. We are proud of Madam Divya Lal from the Flip Learn. She's a very dynamic and a very vibrant woman who is very keen to empower the entire education ecosystem the best possible way. Our chamber is organizing almost 30 programs every week. 30 programs, and all are related to education. Now you would say, how is that? Anyway, this week we have got a program series at 5 p.m., but next week onward it will be 5:30. Today at 5 p.m. you can meet Sector Skill Council for Wellness, Government of India, and you will have a resource person from there. Two of the ladies are coming today. Then Friday from Singapore, we have got a special program for you on water management strategies. Jal Sanrakshan, Jal hai to kal hai, Jal hi Jeevan hai. Jal Sanrakshan is very important. And then on Saturday, we talk from Chicago. That is Swami Vivekananda's teachings and what all he conveyed for the educators as well as for the youth. And thereafter we come MSME sector, because you need some kind of an opening after completing your education. Then in the afternoon from next week you can enjoy. We have already done first series and now we are going to second series. This program used to be at 12:30 earlier. Now on the popular demand and request, because schools are reopening, colleges are reopening, so children, teachers, counselors, technocrats, everybody requested, why don't you have this program after school? So 4:30 every day you will have youth empowerment, very special program. Coming Monday onward you can enjoy. Then Saturday evening 7 p.m. Ayurveda. your yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition. And then Sunday morning, Srimad Bhagavad Gita at 9:30. Sunday, 3 p.m., we take you to 650 million people, and that is called India ASEAN series. And Monday to Friday, this program, like you have got today, that is Indian Educators Panel Discussion. And then Saturday and Sunday in the evening, you have got a very special program with NRIs, non-resident Indians, the people those have gone abroad. It's a 1 hour webinar which comes from different countries, from Canada, from Europe, from America, and we just try and understand. Water conservation is very important, but this is not going to be feasible unless we do women empowerment. That is something very important. Youth empowerment, teachers empowerment, and 12-hour beaming we have got every day across the world. Let every child be benefited. Let's share information with every teacher, every educator. That's the way we are moving. This is a concept which we brought for soft skills and life skills. Now, ladies and gentlemen, any school, any college, any institution which is looking forward to any complementary support, we would be more than happy to help them in India. Should you wish to set up basically incubation center, or you want to have a finishing lab to teach the basics of everything, because like you require etiquettes, manners, gesture, body language, articulation, personality development, communication skills. Similar way, you require certain critical thinking, logical thinking, analytical thinking. All that when we take into consideration, you would be so happy to know that our chamber is supporting and helping. Now, ICSI, Global Research Team, our findings are that the world will get now B2B is no more business to business. It is back to basics of business. And there comes three areas. Now, responsibility when we talk about, entire world is resting only on one base plate, and that is called education. Our basic food, our basic health, and our basic education is very important. This is today at 5 p.m. You will have Dr. Archana Ainapura. She's a director and associate professor. She would be joining us at 5 p.m. this evening. And Dr. Swati Majumdar. She is a Pro Chancellor, Symbiosis Skills and Professional University. Then 7 p.m. tonight, you will have a very special program, 16 संस्कार. हमारे जीवन में जब से हम पैदा होते हैं और जब तक हम प्रभु के पास वापस जाते हैं, बीच काल में 16 संस्कारों का विवरण किया गया है, जिसको हम विस्तार विस्तार से शाम को 7 बजे, ये हमारा कल का फंक्शन था 13 तारीख को. Yesterday we had international virtual conference. We had international conference or internal. Now, when we talk over here, imagine that ICSI is thankful to all the speakers who came on this particular platform and they shared their information. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's come together, let's be together. And what we have to do is making education relevant. With these words, may we extend a very hearty welcome to Madam Ritu Sarvahi ma'am. She is joining us today from Kalyan, from Mumbai. We extend her a very warm welcome. She has got about 1400 plus students and she has got a sizable number of teachers. Those are supporting our vision. And today we are going to talk about bridging educational and learning gaps in education. With these words, we extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. Let me just go on the YouTube channel and let me see how many people have joined so far. So I've got only 3 people so far. That's not good. I've got Lakhvinder, but he's from Northern India. We've got Nyoinodu. She comes regularly from Arunachal Pradesh, Nirjuli. So actual sense, I've got one people only who is not accounted for. So I personally feel initially we would request ma'am to share her views. We should tell people, we should tell the whole world what exactly is bridging educational and learning gaps. You know, what is that learning and what is that education? What kind of education is that? And what exactly children are looking forward to and what are we giving them, and anything what is relevant today, another 5 years it's not going to be hold relevance. People are talking up to the extent that maybe don't throw your computer, machine and parts and everything, whatsoever you have got with you, try and bring in the fold of your education. Learn, relearn, unlearn, upskill, skill, reskill, whatever words you want to use. Flip learn, digital learn, blended learn, outside classroom learn, taco based learn, outside four wall learn. Whatever we want to talk, we can talk on that. There is no worries on that. So, how to bridge the educational and learning gaps in education? With these words, we extend a very hearty welcome to Madam Ritu Sarvahai, and we extend a very warm welcome to her students, her teachers, और जितने भी students हैं, all the teachers, all of you, kindly come on the YouTube, kindly come on the GS Motivator, post your ideas. We would like to have more and more people participating, and there'll be two awards today on Makar Sankranti. And I will tell you my first question. There is 1,000 rupees. Somebody got to be the winner. Well, God has made all of us as a human being on this planet. He had made all of us different. Somebody is tall, somebody is short, somebody is fat, somebody is thin, somebody is very fair, somebody is less fair, somebody is with specs, and somebody is like man without specs. Somebody is sitting on a sofa, and somebody is sitting on a broken chair like mine. So we all are in different conditions. But God has given one thing common to all of us. What is that? What is that? You can just post your answer in the chat box on the YouTube. And meanwhile, I would request Ritu ma'am to start her views, share her views, whatever she would like to tell the whole universe. Very hearty welcome and a pleasure to have you. And today, ma'am, you are the only leader in the entire battlefield. So take on the battle and win over the battle. Please go ahead.
Namaskar. A very good afternoon to everyone and to Gulshan sir, and happy Makar Sankranti to everyone. I am Ritu Sarvahi, Principal Tree House High School, Kalyan. It is an ICSE affiliated school. As sir has already told, we have around 1400 students. I have around 12 years of rich experience in school education at various levels. And I also love writing for various newspapers and science magazines on issues related to science, environment, and education. Now, today, our topic is about the learning gaps in education. So, sir, can we start on the topic itself?
Absolutely, ma'am. All yours, ma'am, the way you feel appropriate.
Okay. So, first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of the learning gaps in education. It actually means the education inequalities between students, or we can call it as the performance gaps also. Now, what are the reasons for this particular gap in the education field? What I feel one of the most important reason is the socio-economic, which actually give rise to many other factors in a cascade effect. Like if the household is lower social class, that means they are low economically also they are low, and education wise also they are at the lowest level. Now what happens with this combination, these children are worst affected with the, and here develops mainly the learning gaps, because as the parents are mostly uneducated, maybe they wish to educate their children, but they cannot simply support it, or if they are putting them into the school, then also it is namesake, because they are not able to help them in their education. Now, although with the introduction of RTE in 2009, the admission roll has increased for these students. But again, since formal education in our country starts from class 1 or grade 1, so the performance gap starts from a very, very early stage. because these children, those who have not attended pre-primary level, when they come to the children, come to the schools where children have already done their pre-primary stage, so this gap starts rising, and it becomes very difficult for the children for in the coming years. So this is the first reason. Second one is the so this we have talked about the pre-primary kids when they are entering into the education system. Second reason is the validity, or what is the relevance of the education for them in their future. So again, what I feel, the low socioeconomic class, they generally cannot relate what is taught in the school and what is how they are going to use it in their future as their vocation. So these two, what they are learning in the school and how they are going to use it in their future, these are two highly unrelated. And again, this causes the school dropouts. So first place, already they are lagging behind when they are entering. And once those who are already in the system, they feel it unrelevant or irrelevant, and they start dropping out from the school. Now, the third reason, which is common to all the classes, is our curriculum itself, because our curriculum is having the approach of one fits for all. Now, we all know that there's a wide variation in the learning levels of the students. So many of the children are stranded behind on the learning levels, and each passing year, this gap increases. And these students become passive, mute, distracted. They are not interested, demotivated audience in the classroom. So these are the main reasons what how the children are lagging behind in the class. Now, the national education policy, what it has brought into it, and what reforms are there to deal with the learning gap. So I will present my one presentation with the permission of Gulshan sir.
Please, please, ma'am, please, please,
Yes.
all yours. It has come, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So now what NEP has in its box for the educational reforms, we'll see with the help of this PPT. Now we know that it has been more than 3 decades since there is any foundational modification in the education system of India. Technological advancement, IT revolution has further deepened down this gap in formal learning and its relevance in the practical life. So a gap is wide actually. This gap is really wide. Now, how this NEP 2020 is going to fulfill this performance gap? There are many ways which are there in the NEP. So I will be taking it one by one. First of all, as I said, it is the entry level. So in the NEP, the formal education is now going to be started from the pre-primary level instead of grade 1. So universalization of ECCE, that is a pre-primary education, and it will be delivered through all the possible ways, like it will be through the standalone anganwadis or anganwadis co-located with primary schools, pre-primary schools and sections covering at least age 5 to 6 years co-located with existing primary schools, and stand-alone pre-primary school. Now, in the government schools, Anganwadis, government is going to provide high quality infrastructure, play equipments, and well-trained Anganwadi workers and teachers. So, at the entry level itself, there will be strengthening for the children so that their learning is not lagging behind. Then, those who are already of the age of class 1 but they have not attended pre-primary. So for them, there will be introduction of Bal Vatika, that is a kind of preparatory class or preparatory course. So there will be interim 3 months play-based school preparatory module. So children will be prepared here again by the ECCE trained teachers, and a major gap here will be filled. so that when the children are coming to the class 1, grade 1, they are already prepared. Then the third major introduction is the mother tongue or local language as a medium of instruction. Now, it will increase the understanding level of students because they will be learning in their own language, which they have learned since they are born, and this will reduce their mental stress. Also, parents can also be the part of their learning because now they understand what has been taught in the school. They can help children in their learning. Also, this learning will be activity based, playway methods, and experiential learning. Also, foundational literacy and numeracy by all students by grade 3 to be taken as national mission and to be achieved by 2025. So, this is another goal by NEP. So, by 2025, all the children which have reached up to grade 3, they must be uh, they must be foundational literacy and numeracy should be there in them. Then the next is recruitment and training of teachers. See, when we have to train our children, we have to teach them, then the facilitators or teachers must also be trained. So in many of the government schools which are located in the very marginalized areas, what happens, teachers are not there in those schools. Children are suffering a lot because there are no teachers. So one of the aim of NEP is to fill all the vacancies basically with the local population and to reduce the PTR, that's the pupil teacher ratio, and bring it to 30 is to 1. And the areas where the socio-economic disadvantaged groups are more, then its aim is to bring PTR to 25 is to 1. Now, this reduced PTR, it will actually help teachers for individual attention. They can pay more attention to the children. So, wherever they have not understood any concept, teachers can give them more time and can bring back them to the normal average class level. Then, apart from this, teachers training and CPDs, that is a continuous professional development. So there are around 50 hours of mandatory CPDs has to be done by all the current teachers, principals, head of institutions, everyone, to ensure the teaching, that we are able to teach the variety of students and with their different understanding levels. It has already been started. Many of the, like all the teachers all over India, we are attending various courses by Nishtha app. Then the special educator for specific subject teaching for children with disabilities. So these children, Divyang children with the disability should not also be left behind. So the special educator we have to appoint them for these children. Then the 4-year B.Ed program, it is going to be mandatory to make teaching profession a thoughtful choice instead of the teachers, those who are coming by chance. When they have nothing to do, they do the B.Ed and they come into the teaching. So when it is the 4-year course, then this will be a thoughtful choice. Yes, they want to become the teacher and therefore they have chosen this line. Then the next is the digital learning and reading promotion. Now, I think we all are aware with this pandemic, the power of IT. This has shown us it is a true revolution. We have changed, like since last 10, 11 months, the whole education system is on the digital platform. What we were earlier used to think that it will take more years, at least we have come 10 years forward, what I'll say, in the use of technology. Now, if you'll see even a vegetable vendor to the corporates, we all are on the digital platform. So in the NEP also says that there will be extensive use of technology in teaching and learning. Smart classrooms will be there in phase-wise pattern, and removing this will also help us in removing the language barriers because the videos, the digital content can also be available in the different languages. Also, it will increase the access to the Divyang students at their home itself. They can study in various ways. Also, the establishment of libraries, including the digital ones. So, it is going to enhance the reading in all the age groups. Children can learn at their own pace, can review, can modify their own learning. That is the one of the major uh, advantage of the digital learning. So whatever teacher has taught, even children can review it at their own pace. So we can say that digital learning opens door to the world knowledge. Now it is not that you have to go to the Oxford or to the Harvard or to any other renowned institute to attend their seminars or webinars or their paper presentations. Everything is available on the internet, and the child from the comfort of his home can go through all the content available. So I think it will be a great tool in narrowing learning gaps. Then multidisciplinary and holistic education with flexibility in choosing learning programs according to students' talent and interest. So wherever student learn that I am not able to, I'm not interested in this particular field, still he has to learn those particular subjects. So now with the NEP, the child can choose what exactly he or she wants to learn. So the subjects of his or her interest will be like, it will be more motivating for the child. Apart from this, basic training in health, including social, mental, emotional context, will be the part of the curriculum. So in the teaching part itself, we can deal with the distractions and demotivation in a very, very positive way. Then the next part is the assessment. Right now in our education system, it is a rote memorization. Application is very less. So NEP 2020 is more towards a formative assessment, and it will promote the learning and development of the child. There will be an emphasis on understanding and skill development rather than chasing only marks, which is quite prevalent in our education system, and students are labeled as per their marks. So the child is dull or intelligent. It is all based on their marks rather on what child has actually understood. Then there will be the introduction of vocation courses since the middle school age itself. So the as per the local needs of the area. So the local artisans and experts in those various courses will be called to the schools, and the vocational classes will be started so that children are learning these things also. Then all students will take state school examinations in grade 3, 5, and 8, in addition to 10th and 12th examination. So now what will happen with these examinations at a very early stage? We can monitor the understanding of the children because this will be going as per the state level. So where are the learning gaps of a particular group of children? So these can be identified, and if we understand the problem, we can fix the problem also. Then state achievement surveys, that is a SAS, and national achievement surveys, that is NAS, will be conducted to monitor learning gaps in achievement of learning outcomes in the country. So exams are there, and then the national and state level surveys will also be there. So wherever learning gaps are coming, so these shortcomings can be identified and then can be fixed. Now we come to the school dropouts and their retention part. What I feel, these are the various reasons. First one is the relevance of curriculum and connect to their vocation, as I have already told about this earlier. Then the unavailability of schools, especially secondary schools in nearby area. So many of the children, especially girl children or children with the disabilities, they cannot travel far to the other areas or nearby town for the secondary school, so they leave schools. Then comes the insufficient infrastructure and unhygienic conditions for drinking water, and washrooms or separate washrooms are not there for the staff, for the girls, for the boys. So these are again different reasons why children leave school. Then the teachers unavailability, mainly in the rural areas, teachers are not there in the school. Maybe one or two teachers are there in the whole school. And the last one is the student safety. So whether these are safe in the school or not. So these are the various reasons why the school dropouts are increasing. Now with the NEP, there is a goal to achieve the 100% GER. That means the gross enrollment ratio by 2030. And it means that we have to admit all the school going children and to bring back all those who have left the school or the education system in between. So there will be two overall initiatives. Like I have discussed the problems. Where are the problems or the reasons? So this is going to solve all this. So the effective, engaging, safe, and sufficient infrastructure. It includes the human resource also and the building resource also. Then to achieve, once the children are there in the infrastructure, everything is safeguarded. Now comes to achieve universal participation in the school. That means once they all are in the school, they all have admitted into the school. Now to retain them. Next part is the open schooling. Those who have been left behind for any reason, maybe the economic reason or mm, any other personal reason, maybe many of the students have left behind in between. So now they can continue their education through open schools. This feature is known as ODL, or the Open and Distance Learning Programs, which will be offered by NIOS and SIOS, that is the uh, National Institutes of Open Schooling and State Institutes of Open Schooling. Now, till now, these NIOS, it offers programs for 10th and 12th standard. But apart from 10th and 12th standard, now NIOS and SIOS will be offering multiple level programs. These are known as A, B, and C levels, equivalent to grade 3, 5, and 8. So suppose a child had left at a level of grade 3. Now we want to bring that child back to the system, so that child will be writing the examination or going through the NIOS for grade 3A level program. If the child completes or finishes it off, then or passes, then can be admitted to the next higher class. So same goes with the B level and the C level. Apart from this, there will be vocational programs and adult literacy and life enrichment programs by the NIOS and SIOS. And this is for the normal mainstream children, and for the Divyangs and for the children with disabilities, a program in the Indian Sign Languages will be there. Also, these children can have their schooling from home also. So home schooling will also be permitted, and their examinations will be done with the help of Parak. So what I feel, the education policy, it actually covers all the aspect of learning gaps in a very systematic and planned way. My only concern, it should be implemented in the same spirit as it is thought, imagined, and penned down by its creators. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. I thought you should have an independent presentation. That's why I wanted to give you total time. Wonderful presentation, wonderful points. You have covered the new education policy also very well.
Sir,
The,
actually, NEP is so big that we cannot cover it in 1 hour. So only this
yes,
particular part of this today's topic I have taken part from it, and
I totally agree, ma'am. I totally agree, ma'am. And it's wonderful what you have listed over there.
thank you,
The
sir.
only thing is which we would like to pick up, the people overseas. What help would you require from the non-resident Indians? Because our chamber is basically associated with, there are 31 million NRIs abroad,
Yes,
right? They are in different countries. You are in Maharashtra. There are a lot of people from Maharashtra also. Those have gone abroad. They are world over. Now, from our chamber, we are requesting all of them next 5 years, don't spend money in anything else, just focus on education,
correct.
invest money in education. So, what kind of a support you would look forward to, or you would say that NRIs should take care of such and such thing? So, I think education system can be empowered very well. Any suggestion from your side in that, ma'am? Now,
Yes.
yeah.
So first of all, like now, in fact, in the NEP also, NEP 2020, there are provisions how the various sectors can open new schools. There's
Hmm.
public this partnership is also there, private partnership is also there. So NRIs can help in that way also. Also, wherever funding is required, maybe to uh, establish a particular library or lab requirements or equipment requirements, or for the areas wherever the expertise is required from them of a particular field, there they
Mhm.
can be help. It can be also for the student exchange programs.
Okay.
Here we can have their help. See, what happens generally in the, if you see the ICSE schools or top CBSE schools or even the IGCSE schools, international schools, here learning is already on the application based.
Hmm.
Here we are able to give individual attention to the children. Remedial classes are there. Then the mentorship is there for the children. So here what happens, we bring the children back to the uh, like particular level wherever we want them. But in the local government school, it is not possible for those children. So here I feel more help is required.
Okay. Our participants, those who have joined here, the teachers and the students from this prestigious school, you can also post your ideas. You can write to us. What do you feel that where non-resident Indians or our Indians, those who have gone abroad, we call them Indian diaspora. Indian diaspora. How can they support? How can they help people those are overseas? You can send your suggestion. You can write on the YouTube link right now where you are logged in for the GS Motivator. You can send us over there. Now, ma'am, second question of mine, which comes over here. As a layman sitting outside India, if somebody asks me what is the difference between CBSE and ICSE, could you be kind enough just to tell me the basic difference? Basic difference.
See, so first thing, these both are national board.
Okay.
So curriculum wise, see in the CBSE, it is generally NCRT, which has been followed. While for the ICSC and ISC, we have council, CISSCE. We follow curriculum by them.
What is the full name of the council?
CISCE, that is a council for the, just a second, I'll just give you full form.
Yeah.
So it is the council for the Indian School Certificate Examination.
Okay. 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 There's a council. Okay. And then there is a Navodaya school, there is a Kendriya board, and there's
They're
others,
all under the central government. So
Okay.
here this council is different. Here we have curriculum which is slightly different from the CBSE. It is more application based,
Okay.
and experiential learning is more in the curriculum.
Okay.
And earlier, CBSE had the CCE pattern, which is more formative. Later on, it was scrapped. But in the ICSE, although it is 80-20 pattern of examination, but learning is more formative.
Okay. 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 Great. Great. That's lovely. And finally, what would be your take in case if we have got some educationists abroad? Now, when you talked about the student exchange program, we can have some joint research also. We
Yes,
can have faculty exchange also.
yes.
And we can have some faculty from India coming overseas. And particularly when you talk about Asia, Singapore plays very important role in education. It plays very important role in education. And particularly in the ASEAN belt, it is very important. When you talk about Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, all the 10 countries, 650 million population, when we talk about, Singapore plays very important role. Like in the Scandinavian countries, Finland plays very important role.
Correct. Yeah.
So this new education policy have the school started implementing, or are they waiting for national curriculum framework coming, and thereafter they would decide that they should get into?
So right now, the implementation part, it has not come to the school.
Okay,
Only the training part has been started.
Okay.
So we have like Diksha app, and
Okay.
since we belong to the council SISKI, so they send us what all courses to be done by all
How
the
is
teachers.
Diksha portal, ma'am? How is Diksha portal?
So it is very good, very
Okay.
very interactive, and like everything is available, and
Okay.
we it is really very good.
Okay.
So
Is
teachers
it
are
more,
getting certificates also once they complete the courses. So
helping uh, the learning centric, or is it helping more teachers empowerment? And what exactly is the more
yeah,
emphasis, ma'am?
it includes both. Learning is happening also, the teachers, those who are in the teaching profession since long. But what all changes are there in the teaching? How
Okay.
to switch to them? What are different strategies?
Mhm.
So it is subject wise also and profession wise also. It is there.
Right, great. Before we close this session, before we close the session, one last question more. I'll have it for you.
Yes, sir.
Let's take it, ma'am. When we say that the role of teachers will change in future, they will become facilitators.
Correct.
Because as far as information is concerned, there's a load of information available today through the virtual media, through the various portals, through the various platforms. So much of information is pouring in. Rather, I would say information is overloaded. Overloaded. There's so much of information coming through. So when we look at it, when we look at the whole scenario, how do you interpret as a principal teacher as a facilitator? What facilitation they will give?
See,
What kind of facilitation they will give?
sir, when we see only the teacher term, that means teacher is going to the class or at any platform and just giving the knowledge to the children, and
Mhm,
like it is one way transfer of the knowledge.
mhm,
And in the assessments or evaluations, we see whether child has understood or not. But when the teacher becomes facilitator, teacher
mhm.
is only helping the child to reach to the particular concept and reflect itself.
Okay,
So
okay,
that, like in that way, the teacher is the facilitating the child, providing everything, and child is learning its at its own pace and its own level, and also reflecting on it. So here the teacher becomes facilitator.
okay, okay. Fine. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Ritu ma'am. It was a
Thank you so
pleasure
much,
to have
sir.
you from Maharashtra, from Mumbai, coming on the session. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all the participants, those who have joined here today, our this YouTube channel will be 1 hour more available to you. You can post any idea, you can post any suggestion, and at 5 p.m. we will be going in India when it will be around 7:30 in Singapore. That time we will be talking about 5 p.m. That means 1 hour from now in India. We will be going to Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, and we are going to talk about wellness. And when we talk about wellness, when the schools are getting now reopened, so teachers would be coming, youth would be coming, parents would be coming. So, what kind of a mental fitness would be required for everybody at that point of time? What kind of a challenges would be there when you say physical wellness, mental wellness, spiritual wellness, environmental wellness, whatsoever you want to talk about, all that would be considered in the evening, exactly now 59 minutes from now, that is at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. With these words, great thanks and gratitude to Madam Ritu Sarvahi ma'am, the principal in Mumbai, in India. God bless you, ma'am. And
Thank
once again, happy Makar Sankranti to your entire team.